Hello, it is Monday and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So I don't have many reading updates today. I didn't actually read anything at all yesterday. I had a really, I want to say lazy day, but I was a bit productive. Like I did edit my entire vlog for last week and get that uploaded. So I wouldn't say it was exactly lazy, but it wasn't super productive. I could have done more. And I did start watching season 2 of The Mandalorian. I'm very excited to get to the most recent episode. If you've seen chapter 15, you'll know why I'm excited to get to it, because I saw a spoiler for it and I was like, this is the sort of spoiler I'm here for. Like, I'm okay with this. But anyway, reading, you know, because this is a reading vlog. So today I did finish ACOTAR. Obviously this was a reread for me, so I knew what was going to happen. Still bawled my eyes out at the end. So Liv is actually a little bit behind on the buddy read. She's still on the previous day's pages, but it was just sat there and I had like 100 pages left and I was like, do you know what, I need to read it. So I did. So I did come to my senses where Tamlin is concerned. So the world has been righted. And I definitely see little things to do with Rhysand, which obviously, because I know how the other books go, they're easier to spot now, whereas the first time reading it, they were not. But I really enjoyed rereading this and I'm very excited to reread the rest of the series. ACOMAF is my favourite of the series, so I'm very excited for us to start buddy reading that soon, hopefully. But yeah, that was a book down for the week and it's Monday. I did not read any more of Crescency. I'm still only 200 pages in. I do want to read a bit of Crescency tonight, but I'm still debating whether to read or to just shove a movie on. We'll see. But this will be the only update. I have filmed 2 videos tonight, so you'll see 2 videos in the next few weeks where I'm wearing this jumper, which is my Baby Yoda one that I got last week. It's so cute and it's my favourite colour. Love it. But yeah, I did just do my unboxing for my Daughter of Smoke and Bone box from Illumicrate because it came today and it's amazing. Like, it's so good. So good. But yeah, and then I did another video as well. But so I've been a bit productive tonight. Put makeup on literally for that, so I'm just gonna take the makeup off now. I'm done with the makeup. But yeah, I just thought I would pop in to open up the vlog, give you the updates I did have, and then I'll check in with you again tomorrow. So it is actually 2 AM on Thursday. And I have just finished House of Earth and Blood. This book has... It's been a while since I've been so hooked on a book that I physically could not put it down till I finished it. I've read like 500 pages of this tonight. Like, what? How? Like, I couldn't put it down. This is amazing. And do you know what? It would have actually knocked Havenfall off of the top spot for my favourite book of 2020. However, there was one thing missing from it which I thought was going to be in it, and I'm really disappointed that it wasn't. So it didn't. It's number 2 on my top 10. So Havenfall still reigns supreme, but this book was incredible. And look, I might have to speak to you later today and try and process, because right now I can't. I can't. I'm gonna try and sleep. So reading until like 2 AM was probably not the best idea. I have a headache all day, so this is how I'm working. Okay, so I thought I would just have a little chat whilst I am working, because I have no idea what I said at 2 o'clock this morning about House of Earth and Blood, but it probably was not coherent in any way, shape or form. I still have not processed that book, and I'm actually a little bit gutted that it didn't knock Havenfall off the top spot for my favourite book of the year, just because I thought it would. Like, I genuinely thought it would, and it would have if it wasn't missing this one particular thing, which I can't say what it is because I don't want to spoil anyone who hasn't read it. But for me, there was like one thing missing. I didn't think it would be, and then it was. And like, it annoyed me to the extent that even though it's still got a 5-star, and even though it's the second favourite book of the year, it's not the favourite book of the year. So yeah, but I've still got a raging headache. I'm drinking decaf coffee because I needed something warm, and I wanted my pumpkin spice creamer, but I didn't want to have caffeine, so decaf coffee in my Adam Driver mug, which is my favourite thing. But yeah, work's like pretty, it's not busy, but it's not quiet either. It's that like in between, but it's mainly emails I'm doing at the moment, which is fun. But yeah, so raging headache all day. Just want to get into bed and shove some like Brooklyn Nine-Nine on, which I've like rewatched so many times. But yeah, and I've been waiting for an email from a particular person all day, and they have sent other emails, but they're not replying to the email I need them to reply to. Why? Getting distracted. So yeah, I really loved House of Earth and Blood. I thought the characters were amazing, and I love how Bryce calls like males alpha holes, because they're alphas and they're a-holes. But like, I relate to Bryce a lot with the way she is. She's stubborn as hell as well, and I love it. But like, I genuinely would die for Bryce and Hunt. Hunt isn't my favourite Sarah J Maas male either. Like, I don't think anyone's ever gonna beat Rowan as my favourite, and then Rhysand is a very close second. But Hunt is very much up there too, and there was a particular scene between them and I was just like like literally I was just like But I'm a little bit annoyed at myself that I did not read it when I first got it back in March. I wanted to, but for some reason I just kept putting it off, and I genuinely have no idea why. But I wish I hadn't, because it is such a good book, and I'm so excited for the next one in the series, which I don't know when it's coming out, but hopefully it's not too long of a wait. But obviously I don't know how the releases are working, because she's bringing out A Court of Silver Flames in February, so I don't know when the second Crescent City book will be out. But I really hope I haven't got to wait too long for it, and I do think that when I get that, it will be one that I read almost straight away, like I did with Kingdom of Ash when that came out. Like, I literally started reading it on the bus home from collecting it from Waterstones. But yeah, I thought I would just do this little update, because I'm probably not going to do another one today, because I don't think I'm going to read anything else today, because my head is still hurting. So I'm just going to have a chill evening, get away from words, and yeah. So I will hopefully check in with you tomorrow. My plan for tomorrow, obviously I have work, but my plan for the evening is to try and finish the 5th Percy Jackson book. My sister has finished it. She finished it last week. Me and my mum have still only read like the first 100 pages. We have slacked on this buddy read, which, you know, it's the final book and this is the one we slack on. So I am going to try and finish the 5th Percy Jackson book, and then I think I'm going to pick up Love Secret Santa, because that is the last book on my December TBR that is not a buddy read. That's a lie. I also have Return of the King. I forgot about that. That's going to be an audiobook. I'll do that next week. So yeah, think I'm going to pick up Love Secret Santa, and then it's sort of free reign. I can just read whatever I want for the rest of the year. So I think I'm going to try and get a couple of like novellas and graphic novels in to see if I can bump up my goal, because even though I set my goal pretty low for this year, like my Goodreads goal, to read 80 books, because last year I read 125, and then this year I was like, I don't want to put the pressure on myself, so I'm just going to lower it to 80, because I know that's easily achievable whilst doing other things that isn't reading, for me anyway. So I set it as 80 and I'm currently on like 170, and I really want to try and hit 200 by the end of the year, but obviously that's only 14 days away, so I don't know if it's possible to read 30 books in 2 weeks, even if it is all graphic novels and novellas. But we'll see. I might be able to do it, maybe. But yeah, thought I would just hop in to do that, and I will check in with you again tomorrow when hopefully I do not have a raging headache all day. Hello, it is Monday again. So obviously we're halfway through this vlog. I'm doing this vlog as a 2-week vlog. Last week I wasn't able to finish my vlog. I didn't have a lot of footage anyway, but then if you've been keeping up to date with the UK, we basically got told on Saturday that the Christmas bubble that they have been promising us isn't going to happen, and I had a complete meltdown. My mental health's not been great, as you would have seen in previous vlogs, and knowing that after getting my hopes up thinking I was going to spend Christmas with my sister and nephews, not going to happen now, and it just hit me really hard. And yeah, still not doing great now, but I wasn't actually going to have a vlog at all, but I decided to keep the footage that I already had and just make this into a 2-week vlog. So this is part 2, like week 2. So I thought I would give you my updates, because I do have some reading updates. I sort of went into a place, and Saturday night I don't know what I don't think I did anything. I just like stared into the abyss. But then yesterday I read a bit of fan fiction, which was really good, and I read books, so I'll let you know. So yesterday I finally finished Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. This is the final book in the Percy Jackson series, and obviously I know there are 2 other series that are in the Percy Jackson world, but this is the final actual Percy Jackson book in the first series. And honestly, this whole series has been 5 out of 5 stars. It is a favourite series for me now. I can definitely see myself rereading these over and over again. I absolutely loved the ending of this. There were parts in this that did make me like sob. Not gonna lie, sob. But I thought the ending was just so perfect, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting my hands on the other 2 series that are in the Percy Jackson world, which are the Trials of Apollo series and the Heroes of Olympus. Might be the other way around, but anyway, I'm excited to read those too. I do have the Kane Chronicles, which is the Egyptian mythology books by Rick Riordan, but obviously they're not Percy Jackson. So yeah, I am. Oh, and there's obviously also the Magnus Chase series by Rick Riordan as well, which I need to get, which is the Norse mythology, I believe. They're the ones I'm most excited to read because I love Norse mythology. But yeah, so 5 out of 5 stars for the entire series. I loved it to pieces, and I am glad I finally read it after all these years. I'm annoyed that I did not read it growing up because I've missed out on a lot of time reading this, but it's done now. I've read it now and I'm happy. And then me and Liv are continuing our reread, and we have been reading A Court of Mist and Fury. We are actually halfway through. I have just finished reading today's pages and I absolutely adore this book. Like, this is my favourite one from the series, and buddy reading it, this one is hard because I literally do not want to put it down. So yesterday I was reading and I read yesterday's 100 pages and then just carried on reading, and I was like, oh crap, I need to stop reading because we're doing like 100 pages a day. So I was reading yesterday's 100 pages and then just carried on reading past and read like an extra 60 pages, and I was like, I should stop reading this because these are tomorrow's pages. So I've just finished the other 40 pages and I was good, and I did stop. But I'm loving this. I love the dynamic between Rhysand and Feyre this early on. Like, it's just, especially knowing how it happens. And then obviously when Cassian and Nesta meet for the first time, and Elaine is just so adorably like accommodating. I love Elaine. And I love Mort. Mort is my favourite, I think. Like, she's amazing. I love Mort. Anyway, getting off track. I love this book so much, and I'm very much looking forward to get into this bit of it. Oh, close. Chapter 56. Chapter 55 is my favourite. And chapter 55, if you know, you know. My ACOMAF socks that I got in a LitJoy box in, I want to say June or July, but I like them. But yeah, so that was that update. And then Steph over at Steph Loves, after the news on Saturday, she decided to, like the tier news on Saturday, where it basically threw everyone's Christmas plans down the drain, she decided to create an impromptu week-long festive readathon. It's 4 prompts. They are very doable in a week, and I'm very excited about the 4 books I've picked because I'm just going to show you. So the first prompt is read a book with a festive word in the title, and I've picked Love Secret Santa. This was obviously on my TBR for December because I wanted to read it very close to Christmas. I started it today. I am only 20 pages in, but I feel like this is going to be a very cheesy, cute YA contemporary, which I don't usually like, but when it's Christmassy, I apparently do, because Let It Snow was my cheesy YA contemporary for last year in Christmas, and I loved it. So I'm hoping I do love this one. So there's that one. Then read a book with red, green and or gold on the cover. This one's got very minimal gold on, but it's a book I need to read this year because I already have the sequel, and yeah. And that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. It's gold, it's got gold, so, but it is a bit chunky, so it's like 500 pages, so I'm gonna have to work on that, but I'm determined to read this year. Then we have read a book you want to finish before the end of the year. So I haven't started this yet, obviously, but The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. So I have a feeling I'm going to absolutely adore this series because it's fae and it's very popular and it sounds amazing. But the reason I want to read it this year is because at some point in January, FairyLoot are selling an exclusive hardback set of all 4 books, and I want it because it's such a gorgeous set, but I don't want to drop that sort of money on a series if I don't know for certain if I'll like it. I've only got the first book in paperback, like I haven't got the other books yet, so I want to give this a go, and if I love this, then I can justify dropping the money on the exclusives. So yeah. And then the final prompt is read a book under 300 pages. I've picked This Winter by Alice Osman. So this I looked into because I wasn't sure if I could put this on my December TBR because I haven't read Solitaire, but I did look into it and I saw quite a few people saying that this is set before Solitaire but after Heartstopper, and I've read the 3 volumes there currently are of Heartstopper, so I should be okay with this. And it's very short, so this is literally 102 pages. I can easily read this in like a sit-in, like it's gonna be easy. So yeah, I am taking part in the festive readathon. So obviously this vlog is basically going to be the festive readathon because it's running from today, the 21st, all the way to the 27th, which is Sunday. So I will probably vlog on Sunday as well. I'm not gonna vlog on Christmas Day just because, you know, it's Christmas Day. I might vlog a little bit just to be like, it's Christmas, but that's it. It's literally I have brand new Christmas pajamas which I will put on Christmas Eve and stay in until Boxing Day morning. But yeah, so I thought I would just come in, give you, this has been a pretty long update, but I was telling you about a readathon I'm doing, so you know, talking of readathons, so I thought I would just pop in. It's literally like 3 minutes to midnight and I've just finished Love Secret Santa. This was so cute, completely predictable in the way every cheesy YA contemporary is, and usually I would hate that, but I think because it's very Christmassy and it was very nostalgic, like it reminded me of being like 16, 17 again and having a crush, and it was just so cute and I love this. And I'll definitely be checking out the author's next book because they are bringing out a book, I think it's in 2021, called Love on the Main Stage, I believe. I could be wrong. It's something to do with that. I know that the story is basically like the two meet at a music festival, so I'm very excited for that. But this was so lovely and wholesome and cheesy and I loved it. So there's a book finished. Hello, it is Tuesday and it's morning. It doesn't look like it because it's very dark, but it is morning, I promise. Like, look. Oh, it's almost work as well. So it's very dark today. I don't like it, but I have just filmed my January TBR. Get me, film a video. I have makeup on. I've done my hair. Whoop, whoop. Don't know what that was. Don't know why I'm so awake. I slept so badly last night. But here we are. So I am gonna try and edit up my video and get it uploaded tomorrow. We'll see if that happens. It probably won't, let's be real, but you never know, by the time you watch this there could be a TBR video up. We'll see. But I'm really hyped today and I don't know why. All I've had is my normal small coffee and eggs on toast. I think it's lack of sleep. I genuinely do. Anyway, I'm babbling. Just thought I'd come in and say that I am going to start Serpent and Dove today. So my plan is I've got to read today's buddy read pages of Akamath, which is 100 pages. So I'm going to read that and then hopefully start Serpent and Dove. I do obviously have work, which I need to start in 7 minutes. So we'll see how much reading I get done, especially since on my lunch break I will be editing my TBR video, but we'll see how it goes. My TBR video is not super long. It's actually very speedy because I was trying to get this done before work. So it's a very speedy TBR video. But yeah, so I just thought I'd check in and say hi today because the yay makeup. But I will check in with you again later when I've actually done some reading. So work was super horrible today, but it's the evening. Steph is about to start some reading sprints and I'm gonna start Serpent and Dove finally. So, good end to the day. It is a lot later. I need to take my makeup off. My hair is away from my face mostly. But today, productive reading day at like... Just wait. So, I'm just holding up the dust jacket because the book is in my book sleeve. But we have this much left of ACOMAF. I can't express how much I love this book. Obviously it's a reread, so I know what happens. But me and Liv were supposed to be reading another 100 pages tomorrow, and then the last 100 pages on Christmas Eve. She accidentally read tomorrow's pages, so she's just going to read the last 100 pages tomorrow, and I'm going to read double pages tomorrow, and we're just going to finish it tomorrow. So excited for that one. And then, so Steph, who's hosting the festive readathon this week, did live reading sprints, and I started reading Serpent and Dove and read almost 300 pages. Once again, I'm asking myself why the hell I haven't picked up a book sooner. This is amazing. I've had very mixed reviews about this, from people being like, oh, it was amazing, to, oh my god, it was so terrible. And some of the people saying it was terrible, I like share opinions on some of the books. So I was like, I'm gonna hate it. I've bought the sequel. I spent out on the Fairy Loot box for the sequel because I wanted it to match this just in case I did love it. And oh my god, I'm so happy I did that, because this is amazing and I'm only halfway through. Oh, I love Llewyn Reid so much. And Ansel. Oh. I love Coco, but out of the four, she is my least favourite. But I think Ansel's my favourite because he's just so adorable. But it's getting all cute and I really like it. And someone just said to me on Twitter that I am going to want the second book immediately, which is a good thing that I have the second book. However, it is not on my TBR for the rest of this year. So we're going to see. And plus I'm going to try and, like, once I've done the festive readathon, I'm going to try and cram in loads of like novellas and graphic novels to see if I can reach 200 books before the end of 2020. So we'll see. Maybe not. But I am really tired. I want to keep reading Serpent and Dove, but it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to take my makeup off and try and sleep, because I have to get up early tomorrow because I've got to do an hour overtime before work. And I think it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Yay! And I still need to do the captions for my video that's supposed to be going up at midday tomorrow. Why am I doing this to myself? So yeah, busy, but it's fine. I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Hello, it is Wednesday and it's Christmas Eve. So last night I had this whole plan. I was going to go sleep early because I had to get up at 6 o'clock this morning to get stuff done before I started work at 8 instead of 9. That did not happen. So my plan was to get up at 6, have breakfast, get ready, film 2 videos and do the subtitles for another video that was due to go up today. I didn't get very much sleep last night. Yeah, I should have known this was going to happen. And when my alarm went off at 6, I just kept snoozing it and I did not get out of bed until 10 to 7. So what I did have time to do before work was get up, have breakfast and do the captions for the video and set it to go live today, which that's a point I need to post on Twitter about that. So that's done. That was the most important thing. And I had enough time to like get ready to the extent, shower and clothe, not do hair and makeup. I literally didn't even brush it this morning. However, it's my lunch break in work And I not only did my makeup and brushed my hair, but I filmed the 2 videos that I wanted to film this morning. Also, it's just got really dark. The clouds have just got thicker. So just as I started filming my first video, it absolutely chucked it down. And I'm pretty sure you can hear it on the video. We'll find out when I get to editing it. But yeah, I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, timing. And now it's just gotten really dark as I've started filming this clip. Like, also, if you watch Jodie Ray Reid's live shows, you will know that she gets this drink called Sneak, and she basically, her fiance has a referral code, and basically everyone in the live show is using his code to get money off of their first order. So basically you get the bottle for it and then 5 different flavour sachets to give it a go, and it is like a healthy energy drink, but it's not fizzy. So it's basically this sachet and you just mix it in water and shake it up. So I thought I quite want a healthier alternative, because when I'm having days where I am super dragging, I tend to just drink loads of coffee, which means it's really bad. So this is going to be a good alternative, and I think it's working because I'm really energetic today. So I had my normal morning coffee, but then around about 10 o'clock, I got so laggy. So I thought, oh, I got this in the post yesterday, I'm going to try it. So I tried the cherry bomb flavour. And this is definitely going to be a flavour that I repurchase, because it tastes like, if you're in the UK, you know there's a drink brand called Bars, and they do like cream soda, bubblegum, Cherryade. It tastes like that Cherryade, but obviously not fizzy. And I'm here for it because that is my favourite Cherryade. So that was a plus. I did dilute it a little bit more than it said, because I tried it and it was very, very strong. So I did dilute it more, but it was very good. And it has definitely given me an energy boost. So this is great. I just hope the other 4 flavours that I got are very good. But if not, I know that when I actually order, I get cherry. But yeah, anyway, thought I'd just give you that update. I have got 12 minutes left of my lunch break, so I am gonna quickly tidy up the mess I've just made from my videos and then get those clips uploaded onto my PC so that I can edit later. But yay! Also, look how cute my earrings are. They're little Christmas puds. My friend Charlie got me these last year, I think it was, and I didn't get to wear them much actually at Christmas time. So I am now, because they were a Christmas present and I didn't open them to Christmas Day. So I'm wearing them this year. So it's quite a bit later, and I just finished ACCA Maths. Those last few chapters get me, as you can tell and probably hear. Oh, I literally just I hate Tamlin so much. Like, So this is all I've done today, is just finish this. I didn't get any A Serpent and Dove read. I literally finished work, had dinner, and then edited the 2 videos that I filmed today, like my 2 unboxings, and also edited all the vlog footage that I currently have for last week and this week, because obviously I'm doing the 2 weeks. And then I finished ACCA Math. So now I am going to take my makeup off and get some sleep. I ended up having 2 sneaks today. So I tried the cherry bomb, which I said earlier, and then I tried the blue raspberry, which tastes like the blue slush puppy. It's so good. And it's weird, if I had had 3 coffees today, I would have been like wide awake right now and like ready to be awake all night. And I mean, obviously I don't know how well or badly I'm going to sleep tonight, but obviously the fact I am not like wide awake after having 1 coffee and 2 sneaks, like, I feel like this could be my new thing, which is good. Hello, it is Thursday and it is Christmas Eve. It's actually like gone 5 p.m. now, so I was lucky enough to be able to finish work at 2. So they basically said anytime after 1, if you have finished everything and got confirmation from your team leader, you can log off early. 1 o'clock came and I was still waiting for like responses and stuff, so I was like, right, this ain't gonna happen. Got to 2 and I was like, everything's done. So I logged off at 2 and then I made mince pies. They are just cooling down now. This morning I put the gammon in the slow cooker. That is now done and ready to be like pulled apart. And then obviously I've been wearing these earrings today and this jumper again. And there's a lot of mess behind me. And I have basically my work area at home is the dining room table, which we only use at Christmas and New Year. So I've had to basically unplug my PC and put it away because we're going to be using the dining room table for the next 2 days. So that's been put away. So the dining table looks really weird because it's empty right now. But yeah, and then I'll have to put it back up on Sunday or Monday, ready for Tuesday. But yeah, I am literally going to have a bath now and then get in my brand new Christmas pajamas. I changed my bed in this morning, so it's my other Christmas bed in. And then it's cheese and crackers with wine. That is tonight, and I think we've got a few things on TV that we're going to be watching, like Christmassy stuff. So yeah. How cute are my new pajama bottoms? Hello, it is Saturday and it's Boxing Day. And I did not vlog yesterday, but I did read. So while everyone was having, and by everyone I mean my parents, were having their post-dinner nap, which I usually have, I couldn't. So I read. So I finished Serpent and Dove. And I am once again, like I did with Crescent City, asking myself why the hell it took me so long to read this. Because this is amazing. So I have been putting off reading this because I have heard so many people say they didn't like it and sort of been like taking people's like judgment on that. And do you know what? I'm going to stop doing that because it's not quite made my top 10 of the year though. But it will be an honourable mention in my top 10 video because like, I know I said I would die for Bryson Hunt in House of Earth and Blood, but I would die for Lou and Reed. Like, they're everything. Like, they're a witch and a witch hunter. Come on. That enemies to lovers. This is what I needed to, like, not end the year on, but get near the end of the year. So this was on the festive readathon for a book with a cover with red, green and or gold on the cover. So it says gold and it's pretty. And I just want to read the sequel now, but I also want to see if I can just read loads of graphic novels and get to 200 books before the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen, but oh well. And then I also read the entirety of This Winter by Alice Oseman. This isn't a happy book. Like, I kind of thought it would be because it does have Nick and Charlie in it from the Heartstopper series, but it isn't a happy book, but it is a good book. It's only a tiny little novella. It's like 100 pages long, and it does have like lots of pictures and quite big writing and everything, and text conversations. But this follows obviously Tori, who is Charlie's older sister, and it's split into 3 sections on Christmas Day. The first is from Tori's point of view, the middle one is from Charlie's point of view, and then the last one is from their little brother Oliver's point of view. And it is just, There are trigger warnings for this. It deals with Charlie's eating disorder and his mental health in general. And I think even though Charlie's family is just terrible, some of them are trying. So, and there's a cute moment between Nick and Charlie. So that was all I needed. But this was a really quick read, and this was festive readathon for read a book under 300 pages. So I did have one more book on the festive readathon, which was The Iron King. This is not going to happen. I do want to still read this before the end of the year though, because like I said, I am debating whether to drop the money on the exclusive set from Fairy Loot later on. But so I do want to read it before the end of 2020. But who knows if that'll happen. But we'll see, because this is like 400 pages almost. But we'll see. But yeah, I thought I'd just come in and wrap this vlog up because I am not going to read anything else tonight. I'm ready for my food coma now. It's already 8 o'clock, so it's more going to be like an actual coma. But I hope you enjoyed this super long video because it's been 2 weeks worth of footage. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you just had a lovely break, and I will see you next time. Bye.